Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jules, here for WhatCulture.com, joined by my son, Ewan.
Hello.
How are you today? You alright?
Purple again. It's lovely. I love being here. We're almost about to break 300,000 subscribers on the
Hey,
channel.
it's
really
pretty
cool.
decent, isn't it? I hope that you guys have been checking out our new videos. We're trying out a new face-to-cam style, because I did the 10 incredible feats of the Incredible Hulk's strength.
I did
lost my steam there.
The Batman jerky one, where he's been a bit of a jerk.
Right, okay, I'm glad that you clarified that. Otherwise, that was a very different video, and I do
Oh.
not want you watching them.
No.
Until I'm at least in bed.
Not again.
And I can just hear the rustling of your sheets. Anyway, there's some news in the pipeline, so let's hit that jingle.
Looks like there's news a-brewing. Guess it's time for Jules' new win.
Yes, mate! And we're back in the room, and we're talking about DC today, and we're not talking about them negatively, because one of the things that DC does extremely well is comic books. Surprise, surprise. They've been knocking it out of the park with their storylines for absolutely months now, and it seems that there is a huge new one on the horizon. An infinite horizon, if you will.
Hey, so yeah, we all love crises. We had the very first crisis was Crisis on Infinite Earths, which occurred in the late 80s, early 90s, which pretty much reset the DC continuity.
Yeah.
After that, you had different crises in the early 2000s. You had Identity Crisis, Final Crisis.
I mean, to be honest,
Infinite Crisis.
There's a lot of crises.
A lot of crises. But now, writer Tom King, who we all know for doing that incredible little comic called Mr. Miracle, and Batman.
One of my favourite, most underrated ones, I think, of 2017.
One of those themes that are in both of those comics is that he's really good at capturing the human element of our superheroes. You know, Mr. Miracle, you could look at that as being a really honest reappraisal of kind of some of the most twisted elements of being a character in Jack Kirby's comics. And then with Batman, obviously, you've got him finally marrying Catwoman and kind of subverting one of the biggest will they, won't they romances in comics history. And now he's doing something called Heroes in Crisis.
I mean, he's definitely a writer, artist, mind that wants to move things forward. Whether or not the fans are ready for it, it's just like, right, changes are coming, boys and girls, so let's just keep up. And this new sort of big storyline arc that they're putting into place is meant to be bringing a load of characters for us to completely reevaluate what we think about them. And the list goes on here that it says that it's going to detail Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman again, Harley Quinn, thank God, and Booster Gold.
You love Booster Gold.
Now, this is the thing. My Booster Gold knowledge is pretty limited. Out of the ones there, that's the person that sticks out to me the most as being like, okay.
Well, he recently appeared in an issue of Tom King's Batman doing some timey-wimey stuff, as Booster Gold does, because he's a time-traveling hero. Kind of starts out as being this really self-absorbed, narcissistic man who's only in it for kind of the promotional side of being a superhero, and then later on he kind of develops this massive conscience and becomes one of the most heartfelt examples of a superhero. But this new series is going to center around trauma and the inherent trauma that comes with being a superhero. And Tom King is saying that this is stemming from his own time when he was with the CIA. And basically, in a press release from DC, he says, "I feel like I'm part of a rolling generation of people who spent their 20s overseas fighting terrorism. Millions of people cycled through that machine and come home to America. And I think that sort of experience of violence is shaping who we are as a culture and as a country." I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about that experience, the experience of what violence can do to a person, to a community, to a nation, to a world, or in this case, superheroes, which makes perfect sense.
But I like this because it's taking something it's moving the narrative onwards.
Yes.
You've got to look at sort of the older comic book storylines, the really, really famous ones. They all have an inherent part or a reflection of society at that time. You look at the Watchmen, it was like the paranoia coming out, still prevailed in society at that time. Moving forward, the updated Watchmen does the same sort of thing. And now in the terms of Batman, it's all about grief and moving on with the times and letting go of the past. But this, if it's talking about sort of damaged psyches, I can't think of a better group of people to look at. I mean, I will be, out of all of them, I'm actually, my immediate thing was to say it's Harley Quinn, because I want to see that. But in retrospect, I think it might be Wonder Woman. Because that's the thing, we always see her from a perspective of Amazonian, she has got all of these amazing powers, she's gifted, she's never really known strife in her early life at least. So this will be how she'll be dealing with other stuff, maybe new problems.
One of the things I find really interesting about it as well, it's not just going to be kind of those I think 5 or 6 characters. It's going to be about them talking to other heroes as well.
Okay.
And I think the idea of these heroes kind of growing up and acknowledging the inherent kind of violence that comes to their career. I'm really looking forward to seeing Batman sit down with a Justice Leaguer who kind of sees them as being this really cold-hearted, insular kind of resolute character,
who's just an example of
stuff, and then just basically just having a massive heartfelt conversation about how messed up comic books are and how we deal with them and how we move on. I think it's a really interesting idea, and it kind of goes back to that. There was a comic book that came out a while ago called Identity Crisis, which was the whole, didn't really reset continuity in a massive way, but it was kind of about examining a murder mystery, which is what this one's going to do as well. DC have said that it's going to be a murder mystery as well, so I'm really excited. I think Tom King is probably the hottest talent in comics going at the moment, so to see him team up with Mann, who did some Batman stuff with him the other year. Yeah, I'm really excited, especially because Justice League as well has been really good. Scott Snyder and Jim Chung are doing stuff on that right now as well. So yeah, DC are killing it.
Yep, again, a lot of potential. But let us know what you think about this down in the comments section below. Are you having a crisis? If so, let us know. It'd be nice to have a bit of a chat about that.
That's
hope
really
you're
nice.
all right. You know, hope you're all right. Hope
yeah,
they're all right as
yeah.
well. And as always, I've been Jules.
I've been Ewan.
You've been awesome, and we'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.